The Yankees are 7-4 and finished their series against the Guardians today. So let's bring in the New York Post Yankees beat writer Greg Joyce to break down some of the top storylines coming out of the Bronx. Well, I guess you can say Cleveland because that's where you're at right now, Greg. And one of the big storylines is about the hype that surrounded rookie Anthony Volpe at the beginning of the season, him being named starter at shortstop. But my man hasn't lived up to that hype just yet. He's 4-31. 12 strikeouts, and he's batting at 129. But you wrote that this isn't out of the ordinary for him. Why?
Yeah, he's had each of his last two minor league seasons, he's had a little bit of a slow start as he gets to, that normal adjustment period to a new level before he's taken off each of those last 2 years. So it's not totally surprising, especially that jump from AAA to the majors is the biggest one that you can make, kind of adjusting to major league pitching. So it's only been 10 games, obviously, and for the most part, the Yankees have liked his at-bats. He was drawing walks early on, which has kind of fallen off a little bit in the last few games, but they're not concerned at all. And they said part of the reason, why they're not concerned at all, and part of the reason why they made the decision to have him break camp with the Yankees was that they thought his makeup, that he could handle the struggles that were going to come his way, because it's going to come for every rookie and every player, regardless of how well they hit in spring training or how much hype surrounds them as a prospect or anything like that. So they're not concerned. It's 10 games. Obviously, it's going to be hyper focused just because of what a torrid spring training he put together to win the shortstop job. But they like what they see from him, and he's batting leadoff today. So clearly, they're not afraid to roll him back out there and try to get him going.
All right, they're going to roll with the punches. Now, let's talk about somebody who's not struggling at all. Frankie Cordero is on fire. He's come up big at the plate numerous times, including a 3-run homer in the win over the Guardians on Tuesday night. He's currently leading the team with 10 RBIs. So how important is he to this lineup right now? And you think he can keep this pace?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be the big question, right? He's obviously had, pretty loud tools throughout his career. He came up as an intriguing prospect and has been a few different stops where he's flashed that power, but hasn't been able to kind of sustain it over a longer period of time. So he has 3 home runs in his last 4 games, a pretty unexpected pop from a guy that wasn't even on the roster when the Yankees broke camp. They got him on the day before opening day after the Orioles didn't add him to their active roster. So, it's huge left-handed bat, especially for this lineup that doesn't have a ton of lefties. He has a pop, and they think if he can kind of cut down on some of his swing and miss, some of his chase tendencies, that if he's swinging at pitches in the zone, that he can do a lot of damage. So we'll see how long it lasts, or if he can kind of do it over a sustained period of time. But he's definitely carving out more playing time for himself and trying to make a role on the team.
All right, final storyline involves Carlos Rodon. My man just had another baby, but he's yet to make his Yankees debut. So any idea on what his status is and when we could see him on the mound?
Yeah, he was supposed to face hitters for the first time early this week. That got pushed back a few days by back stiffness, but the Yankees hope that he'll be able to throw live against hitters on Friday. It's possible that after that he could get into a rehab assignment, but it's not totally clear yet. They're kind of taking it day by day with him. He only had one start in spring training, so he's got a pretty lengthy build up, I think, to kind of get back to a point where the Yankees can take him. When the injury first happened, they were hoping, when the forearm injury first happened, they were hoping that he might be able to get back by April. That seems a little unrealistic now. So I think, the best case right at this point might be early May for Rodon. But that's kind of going to be determined by how his rehab assignment goes whenever he's able to finally get on one.
All right, Greg, thanks for that. Enjoying Cleveland.
Thanks, Brandon.